Hey guys, what's up? It's Rygar the Destroyer, and today we're going to be taking a look at Captain Tarpals and Kaadu from the Power of the Jedi line of action figures. And this thing is absolutely massive. There's nothing on screen right now to really give you scale, but here's my hand, and this thing is huge. It stands at about 21.5 inches tall. And basically it's pushing my backdrop to the max here. This is any movement of the camera right or left and you would see off the edge of my backdrop. That's how far back I've had to pull the camera. So anyway, this figure is massive. So if it takes me a little while to kind of set everything up in the review, just sort of bear with me, just because everything is so big it's hard to work with. But anyway, let's go ahead and take a look at its packaging. Alright, here we go. Like I said, it's from the Power of the Jedi line, and it's got this sort of Phantom Menace box art here with Obi-Wan. It's got a picture of Captain Tarpals and the Kaadu down here on the bottom, and then it's got a screen grab from the movie showing the Battle of Naboo here in the background. On the side, it's got some movie photos, and then on the back, it's got a fairly brief description here. If you'd like to read that, you can just pause the video. And then down here, it's also got a secondary description. Again, if you'd like to read that, just pause the video. And then it's got a huge picture of the figure again here on the back. And I won't bother going over the features because, yeah, I'll do all that. One thing that's sort of interesting to me about this figure is the release date. It was released in 2000. And that's a little strange to me because obviously, you know, Captain Tarpals and the Kaadu are not the most popular characters. They're probably not in most people's top 100 favorite characters. So it's sort of strange to me that he got this huge release, because I mean, this could not have been cheap whenever it was released initially. It's just weird to me that they gave it to, such a, minor character. Not that I'm complaining, because this figure is absolutely amazing. So let's go ahead and get back into the figure review itself here. So we'll go ahead and start off with Captain Tarpals. Let me get him off the Kaadu here. Alright, so here he is. Let me get his legs straightened out here. He stands at about 13 inches tall. So he's taller than your average Star Wars 12-inch figure, but I think that's accurate. I think the Gungans are taller. They're a taller alien. And overall, I would say that I'm pretty impressed with this figure as a whole. The outfit and everything looks good. It's what I remember from the movie. And the articulation is okay. It does have some problems, but for the most part, it's basically what you would want. The only real problem that I have is his skin color. And it's a little bit neon. It's really bouncing the light from my light setup here. And the purple is also very, very purple. I wish they had done something a little bit more neutral or done a wash or something to kind of bring that down, because I don't remember him being so bright yellow in the movie. But anyway, it's not a huge deal. He does come with one accessory, and that is his little weapon here. It does have a clear purple ball up here on the top, which is pretty cool, and it does fit in his hands nicely. It's not going to fall out or anything. As far as articulation goes, like I said, it's pretty okay for what he is. He's got a ball peg at the base of the neck, which gives him a pretty decent range of motion. He's got ball hinge shoulders. They will swivel 360 if you need them to. He's got a cut joint here at the elbow, and that's one of the weaknesses of the articulation. And then his hands also swivel at the gauntlet here. Then moving down the figure, he's got what feels like some type of like ball peg at the base of the torso that lets him move left or right and then crunch a little bit forward and back. He's got T-jointed hips that let him move out to the side and forward and back, so that's nice. There's no thigh swivel or anything. He does have hinged knees and no articulation at the ankle. So overall, his articulation, like I said, is okay. Obviously, it could be better, but this is a fairly old figure, so I think you know, it can be forgiven for that. One problem that I do have, and this is just the problem with the figure being sort of old at this point, is I'm getting a little bit of like leather chipping, or their pleather chipping on the pants, and I'm imagining that's a problem that most figures that have pleather from this age are going to have. And also I'm getting a little bit of mineral leaching from some of the softer rubber parts. And if you're not sure what mineral leaching is, it's, you know, it's the plastic or rubber is starting to sort of break down and it feels just a little bit sticky. This one here is not horrible, you know, but it's just something to sort of keep in mind, especially when you're buying a figure of this age. It will sort of be starting to break down just a little bit. But anyway, that's enough on Captain Tarpals here. Let's go ahead and talk about my favorite part of this set, and that is the Kaadu. Now, the Kaadu here, let me get him standing up here, stands to the top of his back here, about 14 or so inches tall, and then obviously it's 21.5 to the top of his feathers. And this thing is really why I bought the set. I love the animals of Star Wars, and this is just one that, you know, you don't see a lot of 1/6 scale animals in the first place, so it's sort of cool to see a release of such a minor animal, you know, in a 1/6 scale here. As far as detail is concerned, it's really well done. All of the paintwork is really crisp, really nice. The feathers on the top are removable, they just plug in, and he does have some, I believe these are called stirrups. They're made of a really soft rubber, and they just sort of flop down to the side, and you can get Captain Tarpals' feet into them, which is nice. And then the reins here, again, are made of a soft plastic. It's pretty thin, so be careful when you're squeezing it into Captain Tarpals' hands, that you don't, you know, stretch it or break it or anything. So yeah, there's this figure is just really amazing. There is a little bit of articulation, it's not too much, and it is the thigh swivels back and forth about that much on both sides. Basically, for the most part, he's only ever going to be in one pose, and that's whichever one you can get him standing in. It's not that difficult because the feet are fairly broad and these hip joints are really tight, but just kind of keep that in mind. You're not going to be doing like a ton of posing, you know, with this figure itself. But overall, I mean, this pack is really, really amazing. It's impressive just because of its size. And then, you know, it's well done on top of that. So, you know, it's really, really cool. And right now on Amazon, you can get these for fairly cheap. I actually got mine for $20, that in US dollars. And that seems really cheap for something that's this big and this cool. So I definitely recommend tracking this figure down if you like sort of weird background characters that are done really well at a, you know, at a reasonable price. So anyway, if you have any comments or questions, please leave them down in the comment section below, and I guess I'll see you later.